Hi, my name is Angel Negrete, and I'm here to tell you about an author that changed a generation, who reinvented reading as a hobby, and who gave hope and love to millions of readers from age 9 to 109. That author is J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling was born July 31st, 1965 in Yates, South Gloucestershire, England. She was born Joanne Rowling. And according to her bio in Goodreads.com, she says that no one ever called her Joanne as she was growing up unless they were angry with her. She was just simply Jo. The reason she changed her name to J.K. Rowling is because her publisher suggested that she use initials and not her first name, because Joanne was a very feminine name. And Joanne being a feminine name, male readers did not like to read books written by female authors. So she changed her name to J for Joanne and K for Kathleen, which was her paternal grandmother's name, because Joanne Rawlings didn't have a middle name. In an article by Scholastic in 2012, it was an article called Meet the Author. J.K. Rowling tells us a little bit about her life and times before she wrote the Harry Potter books. In 1990, her mother died of multiple sclerosis. In 1991, she joined Amnesty International, where she traveled to Portugal to teach English as a second language. While in Portugal, she met and married a Portuguese journalist. She spent 3 years there. She married and had her first child. In a 2007 Time magazine article written by Nancy Gibbs, titled Interview with J.K. Rowling, she goes into further detail about her life before Harry Potter. After her marriage failed in 1994, she moved to Scotland with her daughter, Jessica. They moved into an income-based apartment where she was diagnosed with clinical depression. They lived in poverty and on public assistance. One day on a train ride home from work, Harry Potter just popped into her head. She didn't have any paper to write on, so she had a napkin. She borrowed an ink pen and began writing the story that would turn into Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. She was so poor that she couldn't afford a laptop or a typewriter, so she spent countless hours at her table in her little apartment writing. And then when her daughter would sleep, she would sneak down to the coffee shop and use the available laptops and internet to research and type out what she had written. As she finished her book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, she submitted it to several publishers and she was denied. Nobody liked it. Everybody thought it would be way too controversial. But on June 26, 1997, Bloomsbury Publishers of London decided to take a chance on Joanne Rowling, J.K. Rowling, and published Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. That book became so popular that within a year, Scholastic Corporation picked it up in 1998 and renamed it Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. The book has sold millions and millions of copies worldwide and has been translated into 65 languages. In 2001, an article was written. It was called Returning to Reading with Harry Potter. It was published by the Journal of Adolescent and Adult Literacy. In this article, it tells of how Harry Potter lured children away from computers and video games and drug them back to reading. And this was not an article about American children. It was not an article about British children. It was an article about South African children who had suffered in an apartheid for years. This boy wizard drew them together with hope, love, and understanding. To learn more about J.K. Rowling, you can visit her at jkrowlings.com or countless other websites. You Google her name, J.K. Rowling, you will get 27,400,000 hits in 0.5 seconds on Google. You can also find any more news about J.K. Rowling on Pottermore, her interactive website for the Everyday Wizard. You can also find me there at Gryffindor at Witch Cloak 2906.